It was just an
But
abomination.
none of the
It's not.
Batman movies, previous Batman movies, count.
No, none of those count. None of those are in the canon. Those are all the Christopher Nolan stuff is all thrown out. It's gone.
Did you like the Batman with Michael Keaton?
Absolutely.
Is that because Prince did the soundtrack?
Yep, that's the
Okay.
only reason why.
All
Huh?
right. I just wanted to fit in.
This week on Positively Godless,
Thank you.
things get a little heated. That's
And
right,
I, and I sit back.
because it's the Jerry and Tyler debate show.
And one of them has some outlandish things to say.
We'll let you guys decide which one of us that is.
And I sit back.
Crazy over under feeling crazy. It was no wonder you're just making me crazy.
Oh, let me pull up comments. I didn't look at comments. Why are all these naked guys on my YouTube feed?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless. I'm one of your three co-hosts, Scott Lawrence, joined by Tyler Soulander and just Jerry.
What? Is that how we're starting?
Absolutely, because you couldn't set that up any prettier.
Well, I mean, you watch. Listen, we all know how I feel about these gay guys on YouTube and all over the place, right? But I've watched their videos because I'm interested in to see if they actually have like an opinion about being gay or if they're just like talking out of their butts. And they're really just talking out of their butts. It's like they're stupid. But you know, you watch with YouTube, I don't it's so horrible. You watch one video and then all of a sudden YouTube thinks that you want to watch them all. I
I
wish there was a way that I could. I mean, there's a way on YouTube that you can say you're not interested, but I wish there was a way that I could say I'm not interested because this content is stupid as F.
Is it like the way that you say that you're not interested on like Tinder or something, where you swipe one way or the other? Like,
What is Tinder?
oh, you're so old.
Scott, are you really that old? Do you know what Snapchat is at least?
No. I've heard of it. I don't know what it does. And if it's what the younglings are doing, I don't want any part of it.
Well, it
If
is
it's
kind
what
of,
the
but
younglings are doing,
We just
what
watch.
what
Star
are we?
Wars.
A J.R.R.
Yeah.
Tolkien story or something? The Younglings, or a Stephen King book?
No, Star Wars reference.
Star Wars, Jerry. Keep up.
I've never seen Star Wars, so
I really
Anyway,
wish people would stop bowling upstairs because I didn't have time to fix my lights, but whatever.
what are you talking about?
My lights are going to change color not smoothly like before.
Okay, what does bowling have to? What are you talking about?
People upstairs are running around. The dogs are running around.
uh-oh.
The cats,
Dogs
the
aren't
goat
people.
is running around.
She's running
Okay.
around. Oh my
Ty-
god, is this what tonight is gonna be like?
I guess so.
I guess so, yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. So, how are you guys doing?
I was just going to ask the same question. So how's everybody? Good?
I'm
We're still
fabulous.
happy.
Aside from, I don't know what Fitbit tells me what my average daily sleep is this week. Probably like 5 hours. Sleep log last week was six. Last night was, oh yeah, my average this week is 6 hours and 57 minutes.
Oh, that's still pretty decent.
Not for me. I think I need at least 9 hours of sleep. Oh, plus I hate that Tempur-Pedic mattress.
I love our Tempur-Pedic. Are you kidding
No,
me?
I wish I had a waterbed.
Ew. What are you,
Ah,
1985?
oh my god. Try
Have you ever slept on a
1975.
waterbed?
That's 75. That's true.
Uh-oh.
What? What are you uh-ohing? I don't like uh-oh. We can
Jerry.
see you fine.
Yep, we can see you
I
just
guess
fine, Jerry.
you froze, so it's okay. I'll just wait till Sunday's show to see what you said about my waterbed. Have you ever slept on a waterbed?
Yeah.
Yep.
Have
I've
you
never
ever had?
banged on a
Have you?
waterbed,
I
though.
was gonna say, have you ever made whoopee on a waterbed?
Did
No, I
you?
didn't last long enough to get to the waterbed.
Oh.
Plus, her crabs had herpes, so.
Okay,
Oh, that's
so
totally over the line.
what happened
51
last
episodes,
week?
I finally get to fit
Anyway.
that in. That's what she said.
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute.
What?
Are we gonna read this comment?
Um, let's save it till the end. It's a fun little thing to talk about now. We gave him a pass last week.
All right.
It's up to you, Jerry, because we'll go ahead with the other comments. We'll go from there.
Oh well, head case comments.
Good.
Will YouTube ever fix its damn comment section? Jerry Burney is a leader. Just look at his years of service to not only his state but to the country. HB2 will not last. The citizens of North Carolina will not let it end. If we don't, the Fed will. I'm sure he meant to say will, like, overturn it or whatever. I'm not ready to send 5 to 7-year-olds to a mental institute without knowing much more about the story. Well, okay, the story is they tried to kill their classmate. They don't need to be in school with the general population. They need to be somewhere else where they can get specialized treatment. Not saying that they should live in a mental institution for the rest of their lives, but they should be evaluated by a professional. Though, I think never mind. I'm not going to say that.
No, say
I
please.
was gonna
Don't
say-
censor yourself.
I was going to say I kind of think that the professionals are crazier than the crazy people.
Oh
Well,
boy.
probably are. They probably are because they hear it so much, and
I can tell already that I'm just going to take a lot of heat this week for this week's episode. I can tell it.
Well, knowing what's coming up
I have no idea what's coming up.
might be the case. So,
You might cream your pants, Scott.
yeah.
Sexually?
Anyway, what was the Bernie comment?
He said Bernie is a leader. Just look at his years of service to not only his state but to the country.
Did you say that he wasn't?
I did. I did say that I don't see Bernie Sanders as a leader. I don't personally see Bernie Sanders as a leader because listen, I don't spend my day watching everything politics and blah 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 blah. I just don't. I have too many things to think about in the day. Really, I don't. I just don't. I just want to watch The Walking Dead and Last Man Standing. But there was this,
Sorry.
what's that noise? Did you fart?
No, that was.
What
Oh,
was that?
It was cheese balls. That's what it was.
Were they planters?
Is that what you call farts now? Is cheese balls?
Were they planters cheese balls?
No, Planters doesn't make them anymore.
Were they the awful cheese balls that you and I bought that one day?
No, those were cheese puffs or cheese doodles.
Did you ever have the ones from Sam's Club in the big giant container that's like this big?
They're the ones from Target that are in the jug that's like that big. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
All right. So anyway, I saw a video of Bernie Sanders, and somebody had cut a bunch of his speeches and him talking to the Senate and Congress, whatever. over the last 30 years. The reason that they cut this video together of him speaking is to show that he's quote unquote consistent in his stances and what he believes in and the reason that he is in politics. And it's all over the last 30 years, all of the same things that he is talking about while, like, on the campaign trail. You know, in I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Everything that he's talking about, it's consistent. Like, you know, pay inequality, and, you know, the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. And my thought is, if he's been at this for 30 years, he should have made some friends somewhere along the way on the opposition that would help him try to make a change.
But isn't that why they are the opposition? Is because they're opposed to those changes?
Yes and no, because I mean, I do believe fundamentally there are people on the opposite side, Republicans, conservatives, who do believe and that they want to help, that they want to change some of these things. It's just that those good people on the conservative side that want to make changes are overpowered by the crazy people like Ted Cruz and John Boehner and all the ones that we talk about. I mean, there's how many hundreds of them that are there. I don't think that I don't think that every Republican is bad. I mean, I wish I could have that mentality, but I just don't.
I think that even if you took the one or maybe two people from the other side, when you're going up against another 530 people that are all being bought out by special interests and have an investment in this to not want to change the system, I think that that's really, really difficult. And now that you have a national platform that you're, you know, running for president, and you can actually get this out to the general public, it makes a huge difference in the mindset. And that's where you've seen this groundswell, and you've seen this
he's closing the gap on Hillary for sure.
Yeah, the grassroots movement.
Right, and I get it, but I think that he could make one or two friends on the opposition that have one or two friends that have one or two friends, and kind of can persuade people, snowball people. That's just my thought.
I'm going to completely disagree with that.
You know, I just think that if he had the power to...
Well, he doesn't. That's why he's running for president.
Yeah, but if he had maybe not the power... well, come on. How successful has the current president been against these people?
Well, that's a mixed bag right there.
I'm just gonna mute.
But where you can't move forward with Congress and bipartisanship, you move forward by executive power. And executive actions, which a lot of people disagree with.
Right.
I mean, that's a whole nother bag in and of itself. But there still have been, I don't know. It's a mixed bag.
I get you. It's just the way I see it. I mean,
and you really honestly think that Hillary's going to do a better job at it?
Well, I don't know. I just like Hillary better. That's all. I just like her better.
Man,
and
I just want to punch her in the throat sometimes.
I did say last week that if
never hit a woman.
Okay, Scott, I'll be sure never to punch you.
I gotta fog my thing up. You guys keep talking.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's fine.
We just go 1 week without just being normal.
I don't like being normal.
Or
You know
without
me.
leaving in the middle of a show.
I'm not leaving. I'm right here. I'm still in camera. I'm still in frame.
Remember the last time this happened? There was a rage quit. All right, just remember that.
Watch the power.
Just-
Boom.
Okay.
Wow.
So, yeah, I did say last week on the episode that if for whatever reason if Bernie won the nomination over Hillary, he would have my vote. Obviously, I mean, I would never vote for just because I don't personally like Bernie Sanders or just can't get behind Bernie Sanders, at least right now. That doesn't mean if he was the nominee, I wouldn't vote for him, and I would vote. First of all, I would never skip voting because skipping voting is casting a vote for the other person. But I just, I personally can't get behind Bernie Sanders.
Can I bring up my what if real quick?
What if?
In the group me? I know it's completely absurd, but it is something I was thinking about today, and I sent you guys this today.
Yeah.
What if, and again, disclaimer, never gonna happen, but big what if. Because you hear so many people on, they're strong Republicans or strong Democrats, right? And what if a person who belonged with Westboro Baptist Church was the presidential nominee and a transgender was a Democratic nominee? You know what I mean?
I would move to Cuba.
I'm so curious of what the evangelicals would do at that point.
I would go live in Cuba with vehicles from 1950s and under the whatever regime that's there.
Why?
Because
But my point was
the Westboro Baptist Church.
Here this is
That's worse
not
than
about
Donald
you.
Trump.
No. This is not about you. This is about evangelicals at this point. What would they do? Would they vote for somebody who represents a belief of the Westboro Baptist Church, or would they vote for somebody who was transgender and believes in equality for all? I'm just so curious about
What denomination is the Westboro Baptist Church?
Baptist.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Come on, Jerry.
Well, do you want to call up Ridgway and see what he would say?
I don't want to talk to Ridgway right now. He didn't
Oh.
reply to my email for whatever reason that
Call the
was.
show tomorrow and ask him that question.
Sure.
Be like,
What if? Paul? Hey, Ridge.
call from a Google Voice number so that he doesn't recognize the number. Disguise your voice a little bit and be like, "Hi."
I got the stuff right here. I can call as a woman.
So
Anyway.
what if? What do you think, Scott?
I don't know. I really don't know. Would they not vote? Would they say, well, we have to vote Republican, so we have to do this? Because I've heard him say, if Trump gets the nomination, we're just going to have to, because that's our conservative value. And it baffles me. It absolutely just baffles me.
I think they would absolutely go Westboro.
Really? Okay.
I think they would. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think there might be. Well, yeah, if you're posing the question as strictly, what would the evangelicals do?
Yeah, that's
Then yes, I think that it is. I think you would have a swath of moderate Republicans, and by a swath, I mean like a very large number of moderate Republicans swinging towards the Democratic side. So
cool. And I'm glad I'm so happy I got that in. So people who are watching, just what are your thoughts on that? just that big what if. But let's get back to comments because I don't want the whole show to be just comments. And
No, because
rebuttals.
we have a very good segment coming up later. So our friend K-Tap says, so Ted Cruz says he doesn't know if he'd run over Trump or not. Yeah, I don't think that I said that Ted Cruz said he would run over Trump, but Ted Cruz's words were, if I was driving my car and I saw Donald Trump in the backup camera, I'm not confident on which pedal I'd push.
Mm-hmm.
So, it leaves open to interpretation. Trump says a lot of stupid things. To be honest, though, I haven't heard either one of them say anything racist.
Trump supporters could do that on their own.
But didn't
Yeah.
Trump say that he wanted to build a wall to keep the Mexicans out because they're murderers and rapists?
Yes, he said that they don't send their best people over here. They send the rapists.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's a little racist.
That's a little racist to me.
But Hillary may very well be responsible for the deaths of at least 4 Americans. Okay, I had this conversation with somebody else on Facebook, one of my quote unquote friends, and they still have yet to show me the proof that Hillary knew about the imminent attack and took no steps to prevent it. Also, Trump used a childish, he started argument, but Hillary has refused to debate Bernie until he's nicer. Really? She attacks him, but doesn't like when he attacks her. She's just afraid to debate him because she knows that she has led and debates are Bernie's best way to gain ground. In parentheses, both parties can agree on keeping third parties out of the main debates, but they don't want them gaining ground. So
Which-
a lot of the... Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, which is interesting because now they are going to debate again.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, this was written 4 days ago before
Right.
they decided to do it.
Exactly. A week from... again, we record on Thursdays, so a week from today, or this coming Thursday on the 14th, they will be debating in Brooklyn.
But see, I listen to CNN at work because I just put it on the TV behind me for noise. And I've heard a lot of people say on the TV, on the radio, that they don't understand why Hillary's not debating. And they've said this even before, like even when they only had 4 debates scheduled for the Democrats.
I thought it was 6.
But I don't know, whatever it was. They said that Hillary, when she's speaking, when she's giving speeches at rallies or whatever, she's not very... they said she's very robotic and people don't connect with her, but when she's in a debate is when she's at her best. So, and I watched 1 or 2 of them, and I feel like she was really a little bit better at a debate than...
Boy, here we go. All right. Okay. We don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't
That's
have to.
just my
We
opinion.
don't have to unpack
What's your
that.
opinion?
We don't have to unpack that. We could just,
Oh, nice.
you and I are. We'll just agree to disagree.
Okay.
Just real quick, going back to the Trump thing. And this is a full quote from his speech that he said. The U.S. has become a dumping ground for everybody else's problems. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. And I assume, and some, I assume, are good people. So tried to redeem himself. But yeah, so then later on he went to say, I like Mexico, I love the Mexican people, I do business with the Mexican people, but you have people coming over that are from all over, and they're bad, they're really bad. You have people coming in, I'm not just saying Mexicans, so now here he's not just excluding, he's not excluding everybody else, he's saying there's other, he's racist towards others as well. They're from all over that are killers and rapists, and they're coming into this country. But it's not Mexicans necessarily. They're coming from all over. So
He forgets what happened over 200 years ago when the white people from England came here and came and did what he's accusing everybody else of doing.
Yeah, it's okay. Moving on.
So anyway, we literally have back to K-Tap's comment. We literally have no clue what Hillary thinks. Bernie has been pro-gay rights his entire political career. Hillary was against gay marriage when the country was, but when the country's mind changed, she changed hers as well. She'll say or do anything. Have you seen the video of her directly contradicting herself over and over? And now there's this video that surfaced of Bernie saying that bread lines are a good thing and he wishes America was like that. All of the main candidates suck. Vote Libertarian.
I'll drink to that.
Also, Jerry called HB2 the douchebags of South Carolina. HB2 is North Carolina bill. Don't pin that on my home state.
K-Tap, man, we love you. Just like he's like there with like a red pen and correction. Like, nope, got that wrong. Nope. And that's why we love you for it. So
See, okay, so Hillary may, of course, Hillary was a very public figure even back in the 90s, and when it wasn't kind of okay to be pro-gay marriage, and she had to keep her head off the chopping block, and she had to keep Bill's head off the chopping block for some progressive views, or what would have been considered progressive views at that time. And then even, 8 years ago when Obama became president, he was evolving on the issue. Even as few as 8 years ago, it was still taboo to be pro-gay rights.
So you're okay with that?
I'm okay with someone who is maybe not like 100% publicly pro-gay rights if they are not saying or doing anything that's against gay rights, even anybody's rights. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to have, because I don't remember Hillary ever saying that it's wrong and blah, 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 blah. It could have happened. I don't remember. I was a teenager back then. I don't care about, president and all that stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I was okay with Obama's position of evolving on the
so
whole...
you're okay with her supporting her husband signing the Defense of Marriage Act, which was law that he signed into place that defined marriage as one man and one woman?
Well, correct.
Mute again.
I'm just...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was under the impression that the Defense of Marriage Act was baked into some other bill that needed to be signed, or some other law that needed to be signed, and that's why it got signed into law. That he didn't want to necessarily sign the Defense of Marriage Act into law, but it happened because the other one was...
Kyle can hear Jerry.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be what? I could what?
Say it again, Jerry. I didn't hear you.
I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the Defense of Marriage Act, that DOMA was inside of, packed inside of another law that needed to be signed, that they were fighting over for a while, and that's kind of how the Republicans got the other law, or Bill got his law by them all packaging it together, which of course I never agree with. Don't pack one law into into another bill that has completely nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that I agree. I don't really support that either. But I mean, but that's always gonna happen. So
Right. But so no, I'm not okay with the. Of course, I'm not okay with Bill Clinton signing DOMA into law. But if I'm sure he did it knowing that eventually it would have been repealed, and that he didn't want to do it, but it kind of had to be done. But I don't ever remember him or Hillary saying that gays shouldn't have rights and they should be damned to hell. And
I'm
no,
so titling this episode Jerry and Tyler debate. I'm so doing this. This is awesome. I love it. I'm just sitting back going, yay.
we
No,
still have
go
two
on.
more comments.
No, please carry on. I'm just
no.
happy.
I think that it is. I mean, I understand what you're saying in that there's one thing about like not supporting it outright or evolving on the issue, and on the other hand, being vehemently opposed to it and trashing gay people and condemning them to hell. You know, like those are very different things. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I understand those differences, but like if you really symbolically supported it, because evidently what I was just reading here from Wikipedia, which we all know is never wrong, is that it was introduced in May of '96 and it passed both houses by large veto-proof majorities, and then signed into law. But that still doesn't mean. I mean, if you're not in support of it, even if it's a veto-proof majority and it's going to go back to the House and Senate and be overridden and then eventually go into law anyway, it can still be very symbolic to veto
To
it and
not
say,
sign, right.
right, to not sign it and veto it and say, I'm not going to, approve this. And then, yes, maybe it does go back to the House and the Senate and it gets passed into law, but at least at that point you have the symbolic representation of, I mean, because right now the representation is it came across his desk and he signed it on the first try, So, I don't know. I find
That's your
it,
point.
I find it interesting, and I don't know. I kind of figured that you would be more on the side of, supporting somebody who had supported it all along versus somebody who evolved on the issue. I mean, because even Republicans now are talking about evolving and coming around, and we go back to Scott brought up a long time ago about Ridgway talking on the radio about, the fact that, we've lost this battle and we need to, start accepting it. This is just the way it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know.
You mean
That's all.
them evolving on their hatred towards it?
Well, right. And like having to, or maybe it was Rush Limbaugh that was saying it. I don't remember who it was. It was one of the two. It was either
One
Rush
of them fat jaws.
Yeah, it was either, wow. It was either Rush or Ridgway. I don't know.
That's apples and oranges, isn't it?
Anyway,
Let's move on.
Excella Zed.
Yeah, new one, new person.
Sorry, from Canada, that Ted Cruz likes the USA more than Canada. But by the way, Trump spent time with his family in their family business in the Yukon. Great show.
Thank you very much. Well,
And did we get Ted Cruz's eligibility to actually be president hammered out?
it's
He was
so
born in
interesting
Canada, right?
that this has
He's
fallen
Canadian.
by the wayside after
Yeah.
all of the Obama birther controversy.
You would think that
With Ted, it's not a big deal.
right, and you would think that Trump would go after it even more, because wasn't he the one that spearheaded the Obama birther?
Oh, yeah.
conspiracy?
He is
yeah,
one
and
of the
Obama went after him too, and it was awesome. Just watched that the other day. It was funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, do we want to read the last
Yeah,
comment?
let's do that. I think let's roast this guy.
Do you want to read it, or do you want me to read it?
I want you to read it, but I'm going to give you the backstory again. Over the last 2 episodes, as you know, I post our shows on multiple Facebook groups that I just subscribe to because I want to reach out to new fans. I want to get our name out there. It's all about promotion, right?
Are any of them theists groups?
No.
It's okay, so they're all non-believers,
They're mostly-
atheists.
Well, if I see a Christian atheist debate, I will post the show on there, right?
Okay.
And that's where this is coming from. You've heard me talk about it the last 2 episodes. I'm going to talk about it again to set this up.
Okay.
This individual has been commenting on my posts for months. And he, kind of says like, oh, you're spamming the show because don't you realize that this is a debate show? Until I kind of had this revelation last past week when he was commenting again. And I said, you know what? The topics that we discuss on our show could be up for debate. If people watched them, they could discuss them, the same way that we've been discussing issues for over a year. His new thing now is that he'll type a period to set off my notification on my phone because most people have a smartphone and they get the notification because their phone is right by them. I can hold mine up, Tyler can hold his up, and Jerry, you can hold yours up.
It's right here.
Right there. So when you hear the buzz, you respond to it. So what he does, he types a period and deletes his comment right away just so my notifications go off. So I call him on it. And I've actually done screenshots where I've caught the period and just put it as a reply. Cut to last night where this individual decides to go on our show page again at youtube.com/positivelygodless. And he's replying from our Facebook post, which I post from our page, facebook.com/positivelygodless. If he had any balls, he would actually email us at positivelygodless@gmail.com. Or
Tweet us.
Maybe he's got a Twitter, so you can maybe tweet us at pgodless. But I digress. So
Okay, so go ahead.
Go on. Go on.
So I'm wondering if he says he's never watched the show, but the first line of his comment clearly indicates that he's watched at least one show,
yeah,
maybe more in full, because he says, Scott Lawrence, will you ever grow up?
Right. This is true.
You got it, Tyler.
Yeah, this is very, very true. And I make no bones about it. I am the Michael Scott of the show.
No.
And
No, you're not.
Well, are you?
No, you're the Gary Coleman of the show.
What you talk about, Willis?
I don't understand this. Show your friends your adult comment to me tonight.
Oh, because I called them out on the period. And I got to go back to it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off or anything, but
No, it's okay. Please.
Scott Lawrence, quote unquote, I think you just did ask him ... sigh.
Yeah. Okay. And
Is this a conversation?
yes. And let me give you the full.
Quickly.
Gosh. Yeah, I'll try to do it as quickly as possible. Because
We're already over an hour here.
That's all right. No, we're not. We're at 49 minutes. Because he says, enjoy the rest of your night, Scotty, which is weird. Keep monitoring. Who knows? Maybe something will happen. And then I said, you'll maybe eventually be removed from the group because he's already been called out on his antics, right? So then he replies to me saying, for what? harassing when I didn't mention you. Ask Gene, the admin, about that. See what he thinks. Have a good and positive night. And I said, I think you've just asked him because he tagged him in the post. So I just want to kind of give everyone the...
Oh, so he goes, sigh, poor thing. Apparently you wrote, you must be looking at yourself when you say that. You must be lonely. Really,
I did
Scott?
say that. Yes, I did say that. Yes, I did say that.
Then he writes, will you reach age 13 sometime in the next few years? Don't delete the comment. I make pictures too. Scott, who is the real wage earner in your family? It must be your wife. You're far too busy doing nothing of value. Bad grammar here. But, comma, which is a start of a sentence, but, comma, you do know how to monitor Facebook. Do you understand how ridiculously immature you look, Scott? Show your wife you're, Y-O-U-R, truly mature. Comment and let's see what he says. Or what she says. You don't have children. On the other hand, your wife will have to... My God. Will you ever be something when you grow up other than an immature dope? God, I pity your wife. Wow.
So,
He's a bubble.
yeah. And this is a man of faith. I'll say this again. Will I ever grow up? Here's your answer, Paul. No, I will not grow up.
I don't want to grow up.
I have toys here that change colors. I am not going to grow up. And as far as my spouse is concerned, this isn't a blocked off area of the house. She married me knowing full well that I'm an idiot.
So did my husband.
Right. But that's what she loves about me. I
can't
make
say
her
the same.
laugh. What's that?
I can't say the same.
Right. I make her laugh. I make her smile, sometimes vertically. What? I'm sorry, Paul, that you can't do that to a woman ever because no woman would ever talk to you.
Oh boy.
You are so lonely in your life to the point that you need to make periods, then delete the comment. So you get a notification. That's pretty sad. And then for you, your little comment, to think it's going to affect me, your world is very, very sad. And to think that you believe in this sky daddy that's actually controlling your every emotion, every move, and your behavior, you are the reason I don't believe. You are the reason I'll never believe, because it's people like you that disgust me. You actually disappoint the Westboro Baptist Church. Scott's rant, bitches. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know that I'm gonna delve into that any. He clearly has an issue with you.
He loves me. He thinks I'm beautiful and sexy, and that's cool. Finally, a man that does.
Wow.
You twisted his titty something fierce.
Yeah, and know what's funny? I didn't do anything. And he wanted to debate on evolution. I don't. Who says I believe in evolution? Just because I don't believe in a God doesn't mean I default to evolution. We've said that thousands of times on this show.
Duh.
Right?
I don't believe in God, but I only believe in evolution.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all he's getting. Unless you, because you had something to say last week, but I'd love to hear what your comments are.
I don't remember that I had something to say last week.
I thought you said something like, and I got something to say. And I'm like, let's not give this guy screen time. You're like, you're right. Let's take the high road.
I don't remember. I had 2 strokes.
That's Jew.
Did you say
That's
Jew?
Jew?
That's true. Sorry.
but it totally came out. That's Jew.
Yeah, it totally did.
I'm so sorry. I
Just
didn't mean
like
to do that.
sandwich.
I want a sandwich.
Sandwich. It's
I want a
sandwich.
sandwich. I'm 5 years old. I want a
Sandwich.
sandwich. I can a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
My name's Scott. I like a sandwich.
It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Apparently, there's an actual song that says that.
I know there is. I like that song.
And my spin instructor. Do we have actual topics tonight, or are we just blowing this joint?
I think we're blowing this like.
Okay, because I have something that I want to talk about.
Yeah, because you two, your little debate, I love it. I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. It's
All right.
fun.
Well, we'll see if we debate over this one.
It's fun to sit back and not be the one that like is being argued with. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Scott, are you ready to catch the incoming message?
No,
on your computer.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. Never mind. I'm an idiot. But never go. Go ahead.
Click the little circle that has like the bubble in it.
I got
like
it.
the
It's
chat
right here.
bubble.
I'm ready.
Okay, ready? 1,
Yep.
2, 3, enter. Scott, this is your.
Homer, don't play that. Homer, don't play that. Homer, don't play that.
Okay. I'm my balls are still spinning. So
Okay, all right. So this is from Pix11. I came upon this while I was eating breakfast the other day, and I was going through my Google News feed, and apparently Gap Kids, to kind of sum it up, has an Ellen DeGeneres line of clothing, and it released a campaign last week on Friday with one picture featuring 4 members of an all-kids circus troupe. In the photo, a white troupe member is leaning on her black troupe member's head. The caption under the image says, "Meet the kids who are proving that girls can do anything." And apparently people got mad, calling it racist. One person on Twitter wrote, "Proving girls can do anything, ... unless she's black. Then all she can do is bear the weight of white girls." Obviously, that was a black girl that wrote that. Some gay-looking white guy wrote, "The white girl could do anything, but the black girl is an armrest. Congratulations on the passive racism." Now, in this link, there's a video. It's a news story. I believe it's from Houston. And they were out and about, I guess, with the public, asking what people thought about this ad. Now, here's the way I see this picture. I'm going to screen share this from the viewers.
yeah, because I can't pull. Well, here we go.
I'm going to screen share
Oh
this,
my god.
this picture. Okay? Start. Are we getting that, Tyler?
Yeah, it's coming. There it is. You might want to make sure that you move it into the center,
Like,
because it'll probably cut off part of the sides. Just
Whoopsie.
take the whole Safari window and move it over to the left. Or right, excuse me.
this way?
Yeah. Wait. What? I don't know what you're doing.
You can't see it?
No, I can. I'm just worried that it might be cut off.
Okay. Well, what it is, it's a little girl. All these girls are, between 7 and 12 years old at the oldest.
Something like that. I don't know.
A little girl. She's doing a handstand. She's got her legs crossed in crisscross applesauce, because apparently we can't say Indian style anymore. A little black girl. Another white girl, obviously one of the older ones, and she's got her arm on the little black girl's head. resting her head on her hand, and another girl who's contorting her body in some way and bringing her one foot pretty much over above her head. What people are mad at is they're saying that this little black girl is not smiling. She looks depressed, that she is the one who they are forcing down or they are using as whatever to hold up the weight of white girls. Here's what I see. The same thing I would do to my very short friend. She's standing there next to me, and I'm going to put my elbow up on her head and use it as an armrest. I think it's cute. I think it's a pun. And I think it's a fun little picture of 4 little girls. So in this video, I'm going to stop sharing screen now. This is where my notes come in.
Oh boy.
And there it is.
There it is. If nobody was able to see it.
Yeah.
So in this video, the video is only about a minute and a half long from the news story. They asked people, do you think it's racist? A black man called it a submissive. He said that the little black girl looks submissive. Meanwhile, he is wearing and looking like he's trying to be white. Another black man said not racist, and another black man said just modeling. 3 total black men called it not racist. There was a black woman who said white people don't notice it sometimes, but other times we tend to nitpick and overreach. 2 black women said not racist. One said making something out of nothing, and another one said I wasn't focused on the colors. I was just saw 4 good-looking kids. A white man said have to be reaching or have to be looking for something to turn it into something racist. A white woman very pensively said, maybe you see it, maybe you don't. And then she said, but maybe they're making something out of nothing. And then the final woman that they said was a black woman. This is the funniest. I didn't know people still shopped at the Gap. Right? But here's what makes me mad. Get over yourselves, people. Get over it. It's a tall girl leaning on a short girl. It's not a depiction of white people keeping black people down. Honestly, what I think about this and the reaction to this is that it just has to end. It just has to end. It's stupid. We have other things to worry about. Now, I get it. There's people being killed by the police, and there's racism everywhere, right? I get it. I don't get racism. But as a gay, white male in this society, I am a minority. I'm a minority. I don't have my rights handed to me, evidenced by last week's episode, by DOMA, all of it, right? We all have our struggles. So just get over it. It's a cute little ad of 4 little girls wearing Ellen DeGeneres' clothing. And really, it's Ellen DeGeneres. She's like the least offensive person in the world. So, yeah, get over it. Get over yourselves. Homo, don't play that. I'm tired of hearing it. Let's figure something else to talk about.
You have to
You're on
unmute.
mute.
Unmute.
You probably shouldn't have told me that. Anyway,
Uh-oh.
I have a comment, if I may.
Go ahead.
So everyone's in up in arms about this photo, right?
That part of the photo, yeah.
That part of the photo. But, no one's up in arms about this part of the photo.
What are you saying, that her vagina's
Hang on.
all over the place?
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. And this is where I'm going with this. I gotta just quickly find it again. Where the hell is it? God darn it. I just had it. Hold on. Hang on. I'm almost there. That's what she said.
Struggles of the technological.
It is. I just saw the darn photo too. It just ticks me off. Oh,
Is
gosh.
it another photo in the campaign?
Yeah, it's another photo in the campaign, and the one girl with her legs spread is doing the same pose. And what is that saying about whores? Aren't whores like offended too? I mean, they just shouldn't they just lash out equally about this? It's like, what are you saying about the flexible girl? Are you saying that, whores are grumpy? No, it's stupid. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's dumb.
I just don't. And the Gap, I mean, okay, I understand. They pulled the campaign, they pulled the picture, whatever. They didn't want to cause a stir any more than it did. But
Here it is. There she's doing it again.
it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, she's got her hand around her arm around the girl.
Yeah.
But like I said, my best friend is like 4'3". Maybe she's a little taller than that. I don't know. All I know is that when I'm near her, I really just want to do the same thing that other little girl was doing. And I've done it. I'll just be like, hey, right on her head. I don't, oh my God, it makes me so mad. Makes me so mad. I know I'm going to take heat for it too. Because
I don't
here
think so.
I am, a white man talking about racism and how do I know the struggles and blah, 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 blah. Listen, I've dealt with it all my life too.
It's a short person. They created this then.
That's what they see. They can't look at anything and not see racism. People just can't. I don't understand why they can't do it. And I'm sure there's white people that think the same thing. Well, because obviously the gay-looking white dude on Twitter posted about it. But why does everything have to... Why do people look at things and... just... I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Kyle,
Tyler, go ahead, please.
I'm
Set me
just
straight.
I am pulling up something else that I saw today that actually got to me because I mean, you guys all know about, even if you don't follow it, the different sports teams like the Washington Redskins and the Cleveland Indians, two of the biggest ones.
Isn't there one called the Browns?
Yeah, there's one called the Browns, but that's
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Jock.
Cleveland Steamers. But
Carls.
the Redskins and the Indians in particular are usually singled out as two of the most offensive because of their mascots or their logos that they still use depicting Native Americans and whatnot. So there is an ESPN host, Bomani Jones, who was getting a lot of flack today because...
Not Roberta Flack.
Huh?
Not Roberta Flack.
Say a little prayer for you.
I knew Jerry would get that one.
Sorry.
You guys are so old.
I was waiting for immature, but I'll take old.
Wow.
I'm immature. You're just old.
But anyway, he's getting a lot of heat on Twitter and other social media today because he went out onto the ESPN set and went live on television wearing a Caucasians t-shirt
That's funny.
with and that is, by the
Yeah,
way,
they
that's
turned-
basically the Cleveland Indians logo.
Yeah, they turned
And-
it into a blonde
A
haired
white
guy.
Turned it into a Caucasian. And that is friggin' hilarious. Are you kidding me? This guy should not be getting any sort of heat whatsoever about that, because it just goes to illustrate that after all these years, how absolutely ridiculous that the Indians and the Redskins in particular, and there are other ones to a lesser extent, but the fact that they are allowed to keep those names and keep those offensive logos, that just, it blows my mind that there's backlash from him wearing a Caucasians shirt. What I can tell you is I immediately went online and tried to find one. And
I don't think as a white man you can pull that off.
the
That would be
right, I
fun.
know. Well, and that's the thing, is it doesn't carry the same importance as, I mean, because he's black. So the thing though is that the site, the actual site that sells them, because there are a couple other ones that were kind of similar and they seem like knockoffs or whatever, but the actual site that sells them was completely down because they were so overloaded by people going to the site to visit it.
to buy this shirt or look
Probably,
at this shirt.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, it was along the same vein, and it's like
But
people have such a passive attitude, and the majority, I know there's a lot of outrage about those teams and the logos and stuff like that, but the majority of people still just let it slide. And they're like, whatever, we'll go ahead and disparage, an entire race of people that we came over here from another continent and just slaughtered and gave diseases to and forced them onto reservations. Like, we have no problem with that. Like, really? Are you kidding me? Don't you think we've done enough? I think we can move on.
Yeah, but listen, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this.
Here we go.
Even more trouble.
Uh-huh.
Me personally, I am all for being politically incorrect. For the most part.
I'm sorry, Donald Trump, can you say that again, please?
A little bit. Come on, we cannot be 100. We don't live in a world of glitter and rainbows. As much as I would love to think that everything is glitter and rainbows, like, we don't live in this world of glitter and rainbows. And
I'm not saying that we
think-
have to live in a world of glitter and rainbows.
Yeah,
but-
because I don't like glitter. It gets all in your butt crack and everything.
But
I
when
love glitter.
this is your logo, the Cleveland Indians, that is your logo.
Okay, this is what
Okay?
sport is this?
This is baseball.
Football? Baseball.
Okay? All right? You've got some clearly red-faced, you've got the freaking feather back here. And, like,
And the feather looks like a penis coming out of the
How-
back of his head.
and you're telling me that you're okay with that.
I mean,
You're
With the
okay.
penis coming out of the head, of course he is.
Yo, that's a feather. That's a feather. You're telling me
I
that
never
you're
thought
okay that this generic representation of an entire culture of people, that we came in and stole their land and killed them and forced them out, that you're okay with representing that entire swath of people in this cartoon characterization. And not even to call them Native Americans, to still call them Indians. They're not Indians. Indians live across the ocean in a country called India.
That's dot, not feather.
oh my god!
I am not
Okay.
about everything being 100% politically correct, but there are some things that are so egregious that they really should be addressed.
I
Okay,
I don't.
I think the gap thing is completely overblown and it's ridiculous. But I think something like this should not be allowed to exist anymore.
I don't. Well, okay, so I've never really looked at things in a racial like perspective. I I don't see race. I just see people.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't
Okay,
see it.
okay, but you're a human being,
Yeah.
and there are people of other skin colors, of other nationalities
Right.
that have people that wear headdresses, or people that wear burqas, or people that wear, I mean, not only do they look different physically, but they dress differently.
I'm not saying that I don't visually see it. That's not how I identify people. That's not how I don't look at somebody walking down the street and say, "Oh, he's black." I see another person with a different skin color. So what?
Can
We're
I
all the same on the inside.
can I get in on this?
So hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, you can, but hang on one second. But you don't see any of that, but yet it's okay to disparage against
No,
those people.
I think in the case of the Indians, the logo, whatever. I think maybe, and maybe I'm overreaching here. Maybe I'm going way far over the line to kind of maybe put it into a little bit of perspective. I think maybe when that first, how long has the big team been around and been called the Cleveland Indians?
That's where I was going
A
with
long
this.
time.
Go ahead.
So I'm thinking maybe when that logo was designed or it was when they were originally named the team, whatever, it wasn't with bad intention in some way. I hate to say the word honor, but to recognize, you know, and I don't think it was meant to be offensive when it started. I would hope it wasn't meant to be
Well,
offensive.
the big question, at least to me, is when did this become a problem? When did the Cleveland Indians logo or the Redskins, when did that become a problem? Because I think back to 1986, 87, when Major League came out, which is a film with Charlie Sheen and Tom Berenger, where were the protests then? Where was the backlash when that film was based on that baseball team, giving them some sort of, screen time?
The thing is that it has been disparaging, and it has been a problem since the day the team adopted the name. The difference is that it has not been an issue that people have actively fought against up until,
A couple years ago.
Well, it's probably been more than that, but I mean, I would say at this point probably the last 20 years.
About the team, because I only remember hearing about it in the last couple of years.
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah, about the logo and the team and all of that kind of stuff. But the difference is that the culture of racism towards Native Americans has been largely unchecked until recently.
It was just checked here in Minnesota today. Right? Do you hear about that? Ralphie May got canceled in Bemidji. Ralphie May is a comedian, right? I'm not sure if anyone knows, but he was scheduled to play, I think, Bemidji or Brainerd or something like that on a reservation until someone saw a YouTube video of him saying F the Indians, they're just drunk and stupid, or I'm paraphrasing the joke. That's not me talking. Well, they canceled that event. But going back to what you're talking about, Tyler, with why that's what we're
There's
missing.
protest stuff that is listed all the way back to 97, so almost 20
Okay.
years.
Okay.
So.
Then why isn't it being changed? Who's not cooperating?
Major League Baseball, the National Football League, the owner of the Cleveland Indians, the owner of the Washington Redskins. Because again, they're fighting for the whole, well, it's a heritage aspect, and we've always done it this way, and we don't mean it disparagingly, and we think that it's great honor to call a bunch of people Redskins, or to call a bunch of people Indians, even though, again, they're not Indians, they're Native Americans. And again, I'm not trying to ride the whole politically correct train, but there's some things that are just blatantly wrong with that.
I see your point.
I see your
I'm
point.
Not disagreeing with you.
I
mean,
I just don't think that it was intentionally.
offensive.
It was meant to be
offensive. Yeah.
Okay, so you think that we should still allow states and other places to continue flying the Confederate flag? Because that was not meant to be intentionally racist.
Man, an hour 20 in, and now we're getting really into it.
Well,
I mean, it
it's
wasn't.
a valid
It
question,
was.
but the Confederate flag wasn't supposed to stand for that. The Confederate flag came about when the southern states seceded from the Union, and they designed that flag. And then when they joined the Union, well, they should have gotten rid of the flag because they joined back to the Union. They didn't need a flag anymore.
But it's still a part of their heritage. It's still a part of their legacy. It's still a part of their history.
They can't have their cake and eat it too.
Oh, but the Cleveland Indians can?
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
No, that's exactly what you're saying.
How?
Because if the southern states are being forced by public opinion or otherwise, whether it's public opinion or something that actually gets enacted into law, or whatever, executive orders, I don't care what it is, to remove the Confederate flag because of its racist tendencies, or because of the racist nature that is associated with it and what it represents, then the Cleveland Indians, the Washington Redskins, the Florida Seminoles, any of those teams should be forced to get rid of their names and their logos because of the racist tendencies that they represent.
I'm going to mute.
Why are you going to mute?
Because this is like you guys' thing, and it's awesome. I'm just like, I'm just going to sit back.
I mean,
you got a point there. No, you got a point there. You got a point there. I mean,
no, you do have a great point.
I'll give you that. I can't say it. I'm not going to say it.
You have to now.
I was going to say, well, would it be okay instead of using a Native American, a cartoon caricature of a Native American, if they actually used an image of an Indian from India, could they still be called the Cleveland Indians?
Crickets.
now instead of
I know that was a little racist.
pissing off a whole bunch of people that were slaughtered and moved to reservations, you're pissing off an entire country of over 1 billion people.
I had to bring some levity. No, okay. I mean, I think obviously if people are offended by it, then it should be changed. But I don't understand why everywhere we look, we have to find something wrong.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree with that. Why is everything a problem?
Some things aren't just weren't meant to be what people interpret them as. And
Yeah,
so
but
so if you walk out of your house today, I mean this and here I'm going to kind of tie it back into the show. If you were to walk out of your house today and every single person on your street had a significantly large representation of Jesus on the cross on their front lawn, you were offended by that, you would expect them to take that down. You would go to, and you would, if you wanted to, it's give an inch, take a mile, a kind of situation I feel like we're starting to get in, or we have been in for a while. Like, I understand some things are offensive and shouldn't be around, but a lot of things people just like the gap at. It's just not. It's not
Oh,
what's going
can
on
I
there.
can I add? Oh gosh, I'm gonna feel bad for saying this. Okay,
Well, come on. I've already crossed the line.
right. But I gotta do this disclaimer. What I'm about to say bears no evidence of me being a bigot in any shape of the word.
when you have
Jerry
to
and I are.
qualify things that much,
I know, but I'm just.
Just say it, Scott. I'm not going to get offended.
Let's say there was a sports team, right? And this is nothing. Okay, let's just say there's a sports team, right? Called the Washington Faggots. Would that bother you?
I'd be like, yeah, cool. I'm going to go watch the faggots play.
I hate that word too.
It's one of my favorite words.
Okay. Okay. Because I know that word's
If there
offensive
was
to
a-
the
and
gay.
so
To some of
you're
the gay,
okay with them then having a mascot of some,
that feather. It's not a feather.
Gay
generic
guy
like,
in a rainbow, like the short shorts and the rainbow
yeah, and
shirt.
they're rainbow, and then one of the things that they do at intermission is they try to chase around the track, or intermission in between innings. They have the game where they try to run around the track and they try and give him AIDS because he's
Give a what? That's
well, I
Wow.
mean,
Okay.
those are all the stereotypical things about gay
Okay.
men.
I was just
So
gonna say, if they
I mean,
come
you'd be
out
okay
and
with that.
if they come out and they call themselves whatever faggots, and they are perpetrating, like they are blatantly like pushing forward the agenda of hating people simply because they're gay, yes, I'd have a problem. I think it would be kind of funny, and I think it would be even funnier if everybody on the team was a flamin' homo. Let's
I'm
have a
sorry.
baseball team from wherever made solely of homosexual players. I call them the whatever faggots or homos or whatever. Let's do it. Come on, let's do it now.
Can we end the show now, please?
Why?
Because we're an hour and a half in.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Superman versus Batman wasn't that long. Actually, it was. And we didn't even talk about that. We were supposed to talk about that
It's
tonight.
like,
I know, it's 2.5 hours. I know, I saw it. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it again.
It was 2.5 hours too long.
I want to see it again. In 3D.
Good night, everybody.
We're ending on me telling the world that we should have a baseball team called the Faggots made up of solely homosexual players.
Yep.
Great.
No, it's not that. It's just good night, everybody.
What a show.
That was a good show. Wow.
Thank you for watching Positively Godless. Look at the links below or or in the screen or wherever they are and talk to us. Bye.
Stupid.
What?
That was awful.
It's still recording.
Apparently they're doing 2 Justice League movies.
Yes, they are. And Zack Snyder is doing both of them.
Yes.
Which makes me... The nice thing is that I will be able to sit... Really? We're not recording. You can just walk... Jeez.
What did she do? Go under the table?
Are you two dorks done yet? Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode. Gosh,
Nope.
see?
Nope.
Didn't your mama ever tell you if it don't fit, don't force it? I was just relaxing. I came home from work.
Isn't a shower relaxing?
No.
You should take a bath.
No, I can't fit in my bathtub.
Maybe you need to go to the gym more.
It's not that I'm too wide for the bathtub. I'm too long for the bathtub. Wad. Face. I know that's not going to make it in. But would you bleep out? I know would get bleeped out, but
Oh my gosh.
I like that word.
All right. Well,
Awful.
on that note. Oh, by the way, Jesse Eisenberg was the worst Lex Luthor of all time.
Which one was he? The
He
one
was
in the
Lex
new movie?
Luthor, yes.
I thought he was funny.
Oh,
I thought he was on coke. I literally thought he was completely on cocaine the entire movie.
he was.
I like the word queef.
So you thought that Jesse Eisenberg was on queef the whole movie?
Oh my goodness.
Goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Love you.